Some people say she's Lolita, because she is short and cute, sweet and youthful voice. Especially that sound, spiritual is. Some people also say she is a card master. Her little card, it seems like it can hold the whole world. And I think, her life is a microcosm of a weak country ninja. Her experience is the common fate of ordinary people. In this issue, we will use a video to closely observe the life of Lolita Dao. Lolita's name before her death was Shi Anghua. He is an ninja from Rain Hidden Village. Xi Anan, the new generation leader who ended the semi-Tibetan rule over the village. Very admiring. She thinks Xi Anan will have a halo bonus, so she never doubted it. Any task assigned to her by Xi Anan. On this day Xi Anan summoned them. Give them a special task. Let them borrow to take the Zhongren exam. Collect intelligence on human column strength. But she doesn't know what human pillar power is. Because Yuyuan village is quite closed off. There are no tailed beasts in the village. There is no such thing as pillar power. Xi Anan arranged a perception ninja companions for her. Water lilies and hibiscus. Let them use their perceptual abilities. Go find a ninja with a huge amount of chakra. Also, let them know. Bring back intelligence on other excellent ninjas. Her main task is to protect water lilies and hibiscus. At the same time, they must protect the villagers' intelligence from being lit, to make the outside world still think. Yuyuan village is still under the rule of Hanzo. Soon they arrived at Konoha. She saw the prosperity of the wooden leaves. As if thinking of STH. The written test this time is set by Lumero. Very interesting. 3 people in a team will take exams in 3 separate examination rooms. The exam questions themselves are very simple. Petty thief. A kind that can easily answer correctly every time. But there is a very peculiar setting. A total score of a team of 3 people adds up to 100 points. To pass the level. And others are still struggling to find a solution. She raised her hand directly, stretching out 4 fingers, so her 2 perception-type companions can know. She scored 40 points. They can each get 30 points. That's it. They passed the first written test smoothly. The second exam venue is in the Desert of Demons hidden in the sand. Because too many people passed the first written test. Therefore, the organizers decided to test their foot strength. Eliminate the 30 candidates who reached the second exam room in the end. Although their foot strength is not particularly outstanding. But Haolai has also passed the test. During dinner at night, ninjas from various countries engaged in battles. She punched one at a time, one step after another. The second day, the Desert of Demons survival battle. The pattern is the same as that of Death Forest. It's about collecting all the scrolls of heaven and earth. Soon they encountered Konoha's soy sauce team. Before knowing which scroll the other party holds, she always chooses to dodge and defend. And teammates perceive that the opponent's scroll is not what they need. She used the Kaifeng technique directly. Paper blowing snow. While a large amount of paper is impacting the other party, they chose to escape. Save strength. From this move it can be seen to some extent that she admires Xiao An. At night she looked at the stars in the sky, full of emotion. The starry sky in other countries is so beautiful. She has never seen such a night sky before. Because it always rains in my own country. But she believes Xi An will lead them out of the haze. One fine day. Night in Rain Hidden Village. The next day they got up in the sand. My mouth feels a bit dry. So we headed straight for the oasis. Coincidentally, I encountered the powerful Ning Ci team there. A leader Ning Ci took the initiative to show off the scroll of heaven they need. So she used the Kaifeng technique. Hand in hand, sword in hand. Dozens of swords flew out of her cards. Ning Ci uses the heaven returning defense. Her ability is very similar to Tiantian's ability. She just pulled something out of the card. And every day I take things out of the scroll. Seeing Xiao Li rushing up from the opposite side, she quickly used the rainwater gate to defend herself. It's the low-end version of Rashomon. At this moment, the other party shattered. Jade broke open her rainwater gate. It turns out that there are also space ninjas on the other side. That thing became tricky. She thinks she can't beat it. So he used paper to blow snow again. Then I applied oil to my feet and escaped. But the other party quickly chased after him. She was certain that the other party had a perception of the existence of ninjas. Then we can only grit our teeth and fight. Her two teammates used 1,000 books like rain and dew. She wants to take the opportunity to use a rope to control Xiao Li. But every day he attacked with a double stick. She had to use a rope to confiscate Tiantian's double wishbone. She is trying to solve the problem quickly and go to help the team every day. But suddenly the ground collapsed. She and Tian were trapped in the corridors of underground ruins, and he fainted and fell asleep. When she heard every day approaching her, she alertly pulled out Ku Wu. I tell her every day, now is not the time for fighting. While handing her a glass of water, proposed to her a temporary ceasefire for now. But he refused the daily water, because she wouldn't accept charity from a great country. Then she took out the water from the card herself. She was completely brainwashed by Chang Men's theory of carrying rice. If I give her a pair of reincarnation eyes, she's about to take off in place, and ask a heartfelt question every day. How many floors does a bag of rice have to withstand? However, under my eyes. But she received a cooperation invitation from Tiantian every day. Faced with difficulties, she can only put aside her identity for now. For now, let's collaborate with Tiantian. They rely on the green glow sticks in their hands every day. Search for exits everywhere. But along the way, she is very indifferent to Tiantian's questions. Love answers but ignore them. She's deep inside. I am still very resistant to the ninja of the great country. Because Xion often tells them, small countries are often involved in disputes between major powers, becoming a battlefield, and pain is going to lead them to end this world. Let those great powers experience all the pain, bring true peace. Every time she makes such remarks, she is moved to tears. So she also allowed rain to hide in the village, achieving rebirth as one's ultimate dream. Those who see ants are not good. She jumped to the top of the cave first, seeing daily failures. She threw smoke bombs to cover up, seizing the opportunity every day. He pulled out a big axe, splitting the ant's head in half. After the battle is over, she developed a simple idea. That's to catch a big ant and keep it as a spirit beast. Besides, she thinks of ant nests. It should be connected to a path that can lead out. So she found the ant nest with Tiantian. There are dozens of big ants inside, and across from them, but they simply can't break through so many ants. Just as they were planning to retreat, unexpectedly it alarmed the ants. Afterwards, the ants relentlessly pursued them. They ran while fighting. But I was quickly pushed to a dead end. Fortunately, their companions are just outside this pile of sand and stones. In order to buy time, she summoned a giant panda through telepathy to block the intersection. She uses time-space ninjutsu. Although this move is very laborious chakra, but she was very resolute, continuously taking out cards to packs and there are too many sand and stones. Her chakra is limited. Soon her chakra hit bottom. Giant pandas have also been breached by ants. In haste, she released the sand from the card again, temporarily blocking the intersection. Next we can only rely on continuing to transfer sand and stones every day. Facing difficulties every day, because she doesn't stores and like she does. As the ants were about to break through the sand, releasing the ocean in the desert, opened the channel. 2 people successfully escaped from the predicament. She took the initiative to extend a hand to Tuntian, who had fallen to the ground. She was originally interested in this group of ninjas from a great country, full of hostility, prejudice attached, can face difficulties together. When she let go of her prejudices and worked together every day, she found that apart from carrying rice together between countries, can still work together. There is still a path of mutual understanding between people. After working together, both parties, I don't want to fight each other anymore. I really want to keep a ceasefire with Ningxi and the others. I also hope that there will be no more war between Yui in village and Konoha. Afterwards, they went to find Renju Li, and passed on the intelligence back. Afterwards, based on their intelligence, Jiaodu and Fade Wan captured the 7-tailed human pillar force. After returning to the village, she was promoted to Zhongren. Not long after, Xian and realized that she was no longer pure. She was assigned an S-level task. Her life also came to an end during that mission, and it was used to attack Konoha. Although she herself wants to establish a permanent ceasefire with Konoha. But now she's completely a puppet in Long Flash's hands. Okay, Kai's team is not at home at this time. Although Changman doesn't understand, Loli said. But she's very good at using her. Illy mine. Tang Men took advantage of her short stature. After entering, she immediately used spiritualists, bringing all the other pains through telepathy. Hell-splitting dog, and rhinoceros. So many powerful spirit beasts, especially the hell dogs that keep fighting more and more. Even stronger, outrageous. Numerous skilled experts in the dark side of Konoha. There's nothing we can do about it. The ninjas in the dark used the wind-cutting technique to chop off their legs one after another, a 4-pillar binding technique for electrical therapy. Finally, there was a huge turtle shell pressing down on it. But this one made the dog grow taller. Use the hidden part behind again. Wind-cutting technique combined with 4-pillar restraints and clay falling. Then connect the 16 pillars of binding and the art of plain burning. But the Hellhound is still fine. Her battle with Abigail was also very interesting. She first used a rhinoceros to ram into Ibixai, but it was replaced by Ibixai's stunt double technique. The rhinoceros is still being kept captive by Ibixai's lucky cat. Not waiting for her reaction yet, I inexplicably entered Ibixai's wonderful house. On the inside, she was bound with 4 chains around her limbs. The whole body is tightly held by steel ropes, and over time the steel rope will become increasingly tight. It's interesting that Ibixai also experiences the same pain as her. Pain is the most trustworthy way of communication. Ibixai tried to share the pain with him, but she couldn't feel any pain at all, because she's just a corpse. When Ibixai approaches her, I only realized this when I lifted her chin. But it's already too late. She forcefully broke free from control. A telepathic technique was applied to Ibixai, spiritualism. At the same time as the 8-foot bird was brought out by telepathy. By the way, I also had a party with Ibixai. After her, it's even more spiritual. Hellcrab, bullfighting and chameleon. The whole wooden leaf has become a zoo. After obtaining intelligence from 9 tails on the human path, the ultimate art of carrying rice initiated by Jiandao Pain, she took all pain out of the wooden leaves. After the wooden leaves are flattened, she brought the pains back to fight against Xianming again. At the beginning Naruto was unstoppable. A rhinoceros was thrown away. A hellhound and bullfight were controlled by croaking frogs. Then it was sent into mid-air by the spiral pill. Afterwards he was suppressed by the 3 thugs of Miyamu Mountain. However, Hellhound is very good at handling headwinds. It hits more and more. When we were about to turn the tables, Lolita was taken into the mouth of Clavier, and was killed inside by Naruto's two meatballs. I think whose life was very tragic, living under mental control, controlled by a black rod after death. All her value has been squeezed out. Perhaps this is also the fate of many ordinary people.